Today's video is sponsored by Very Many Cups on Patreon. Temmet Esper's Will versus Satya, Rakdos and Wasitora. That is a 2-lander with fast mana, decent amount of ramp. Could get some card draw with the Corpse Augur. I think this is good enough to keep. Want to note that this is a bracket 1 deck. According to the bracket system, pre-constructed decks are automatically bracket 2, and we've upgraded this, but it does meet the criteria of bracket 1 somehow. So it's a bracket 1/2 game that I've asked for. We'll go for a turn 1 Sol Ring into a Talisman. Noteworthy that we did draw into a means of refilling our hands, so we just need to try and keep our board intact really. And speaking of zombies, there is a Field of the Dead over here. So we could get down our commander and test our opponents for some means of interaction, which I don't think is the worst. Drew into even more card draw with a Windfall, so we're not going to struggle on cards this game. We'll bolt this down. Taking a lot of pain to the mana here, but get down our commander on turn 2. Joriel for the Jund player. Era of Innovation for the Jeskai player. Rakdos didn't do anything on his turn, so not being punished for rushing out our commander just yet. Draw a card during the draw phase buffs our commander. Draw into a cycle land. While we're struggling on lands, I think we just have to play that in. So I think we can go for a Corpse Augur, just in case there is a board wipe. So get that down, and we're going to deal 5 commander damage. I think Jund's always worrying, especially with a bunch of tokens that can block us, but Satya is a very good commander as well, so I'm going to start focusing over there for now, I think. Draw and discard a card. We'll further buff our stuff here. I want a land for next turn, so do we just risk getting rid of Windfall here? Seems like a strange discard to make, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the Plague Belcher here. Again, that's a means of board wipe protection, but we should be able to fish things out of the graveyard at some point if we need to. Rivaz of the Claw should help get down the commander next turn. Molten Psyche is going to wheel us anyway, so we're losing out on some good cards there. Just getting to a Rooftop Storm and a bunch of lands, so that hurts. Do have a cycle land here at least. Satya begins to catch up on us, gets down a Sol Ring of his own, triggers the enchantment for the first time, so he can pay 1 for a couple of energy. Decides against paying for it, so wants to throw out a 4-drop here. A Panharmonicon, yeah, this is why I was focusing in over here. Might have to continue to do that. Rooftop Storm and a Lost Monarch of Ifnir sounds decent. Getting down Urborg might fix the black mana too well of our opponents this early in the game, so I want to hold on to the cycle land as well. Let's go for the island. Play the Rooftop Storm as well. And then we'll play this out for free, because we can now do that thanks to our enchantment. So I'm going to go straight down the middle, commander damage to the right. And there's a Keep Watch, so we're luckily getting into the card draw. Hopefully don't see another wheel. Let's go getting rid of Irrigated Farmland, because we do have Cabal Coffers in the list. And we can return, we've milled there, so On Wings of Gold ended up on top of the library. Couple more lands, including 3 Tree City. We'll grab back the Plague Belcher with the Lost Monarch of Ifnir. Noteworthy that that will fish zombies back into our hand, but it doesn't have to be amongst the ones that were milled. Wasitora making it to play on turn 4, so our opponents aren't exactly slouching, it's just that we managed to get ahead quite quickly. Don't have access to the flying anymore because we've seen On Wings of Gold dealt with a few times, so we can't menace our way past the commander, unfortunately. A Liliana, Heretical Healer. Now, can we dodge a board wipe from the Jeskai player is the question. He's got 4 cards in hand and is holding up priority. There's an Urza's Incubator for us to make our zombies cost less. Probably, are we wise to just hold on to that while Rooftop Storm's in play? We don't know if we're going to see another wheel is the problem. Let's play out Urborg now that the black players have fixed their own black mana a little bit. I think we're fine to get down a free Plague Belcher, and that can put the minus counters onto itself. Priority is being held up by Satya. And let's go through to attacks. He obviously wants to see what we do before he decides to use any interactions. So this to the right. I'll send Corpse Augur to the left and the last Monarch down the middle. And I think we're fine to loot away as his Incubator. I want to go through to the blocking phase and see what this player does before I use the Keep Watch. Them doing something might be the difference between them countering Keep Watch and not. And Teferi's Ageless Insight is good. Yeah, it's a shame we didn't get that down before the Keep Watch. Discard the Incubator, we get a +1 buff on our stuff. Priority during the attack phase being handed over to the Jeskai player who just passes priority. So a cat token jumping in the way, he will lose 3 life to the Afflict. And that is all, so let's try and draw some cards here, hopefully. Alright, we get to draw 3 cards there, so our commander, now a 9/9, is going to hit seemingly. 9/7 being blocked, so it was a good block apparently. And 9 damage going through down the middle. We've actually potentially got a 3-card combo at some point with Liliana. We can -3 on that with the Rooftop Storm. This player goes down to commander damage, so didn't have anything held up apparently. I actually didn't know that would be commander damage. Didn't bother to work it out. And during the second main, the last Monarch of Ifnir will mill. And we've got a Rot Hulk, which can fish out the Noxious Ghoul. So I think we definitely grab the Rot Hulk. Let's go Rot Hulk first. I think this triggers on its own entry. Yes, it does. So getting Rooftop Storm into play is really good apparently. Rot Hulk enters and reanimates Noxious Ghoul. We could get 2 zombies as it stands now. Don't have a sack outlet at the moment. So the Ghoul enters -1/-1 on all the non-zombies. And then we'll go Headless Rider as well. And that will deal with the Jolrio, which is a decent means of chump blocking at the moment. Suppose I could have got down Liliana and milled first, try and get into another zombie to try and clear out the Rivaz and the Liliana. But we're already going quite hard here, so let's just get down the Teferi enchantment. This is the power of turn 1 Sol Ring and lucky draws apparently. Wouldn't even care if we saw a board wipe at this point, and there it is, destroy all non-dragons. So they do take out their own Rivaz, so I don't feel too bad about not taking that out previously then. Liliana was going down regardless, so we'll actually keep our commander in the command zone here. Just double check, it is a zombie, isn't it? Surely it is. Yeah. So often the tribal commanders are not part of the tribe that they're representing. So we'll not return it to the command zone, leave it in the bin, and we'll see the interaction that I mentioned previously with Liliana. We're even going to litter the board with tokens because we had some Wrath protection here, which is the great thing about zombies. You're in a tribal list and you don't want to see Wraths, but you don't mind as much with this tribe. So we're going to draw cards and lose life. We'll actually draw twice as many cards with the Ageless Insight and the Corpse Augur. Plague Belcher has each opponent lose 1 life 6 times, I think that is. Corpse Augur, we go from 34 life down to 27 and draw a bajillion cards. And then leave the battlefield with 7 zombie tokens as well. And that'd be a really cool interaction to see as well. Teferi's puzzle box with our commander means that we'd shuffle everything and then draw that many, which would obviously buff with our commander because it cares about card draw. The 5/4 Wasitora comes into play, comes into the red zone even and hits us. Good job I got down the Urborg previously because we just drew into Cabal Coffers. We sacrifice a zombie token to the Wasitora, that's fine. Just need to hope that we keep hold of Rooftop Storm here. I don't think we drew into a means of... Yeah, there's no living death or anything, so it would be good to be able to replay everything for free. Worst case scenario, we can still fish out our commander with Lily at least. There's an Ancient Tomb, so I don't think you're allowed to play Ancient Tomb in bracket 1 and 2 games, are you? I don't think you're allowed Game Changer cards, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm just looking over at it now, there's no Game Changer cards in bracket 1 or 2, and you're only allowed 3 in bracket 3. So this is a Game Changer card, so I think we'll not give our opponent too much grief about that, seeing as how we've had a really good start. Definitely Windmill Slam the Cabal Coffers into play. And then how do we want to go about doing this? I think we want this into play first before we cast any zombie spells. That comes in as a 9/9. We don't have any means of haste at the moment. I don't know if there is in the entire deck, to be honest. Tap down Cabal Coffers for a bunch of black mana. We get 6 from that. Play at Lily. Not sure we got into any Lords actually, but we might be able to draw some cards this turn and buff our zombie tokens. So -3 on Lily. We can cast zombies from the graveyard this turn. And we know how much they cost thanks to Rooftop Storm as well. So let's go Noxious Ghoul first. That will trigger the Diagraph Colossus for a tapped zombie token, hence the reason we played that first. -1/-1 on everything, and that will be for every zombie that comes in now. So we'll just replay everything. I don't think the order particularly matters at this point. This opponent decides to scoop. It is looking like a foregone conclusion at this point. Yeah, both of our opponents decide to scoop. Definitely after this player dies, we can probably buff up our army enough. I think with this many cards in hand and our opponent's tapped out, we probably try and keep hold of as many cards as possible. Go for Windfall, draw a bunch into our commander, and buff these zombies up enough to go wide. They would have had flying and therefore some kind of evasion thanks to the Eternal Skylord, but our opponents wouldn't have had any blockers in the way anyhow. Yeah, so it just goes to show, even when you're in bracket 1 and 2, you can still go really fast and have busted games, so it's what I've always said ultimately, powerful cards does not a powerful deck make. We were really riding on the coattails of a turn 1 Sol Ring here, but there was little interaction as well, just a couple more pieces of spot removal and that would have slowed us right down, I think. But really glad to get a convincing game in with Temmet. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, as short as it was. It shows how dominant the commander can be at least. If you want to see more from it, then be sure to let me know as ever. Massive thank you to the patrons for their financial support also. I'm tribalkai. Thank you for watching.